Hello, I'm William Fredericton. My story starts on June 6, 1944. Our assault boat hit a sandbar. I looked over the ramp and we were at least 75 yards from the shore. We had been dropped for the dry landing, but I told the coxswain, "Try to get in further." He screamed he couldn't. That British seaman had all the guts in the world but couldn't get off the sandbar. I told him to drop the ramp or we were just going to die right here. I jumped off the boat. It was cold, miserably cold, even though it was June. The water temperature was probably 45 or 50 degrees. It was up to my shoulders when I went in. I saw men sinking all around me. I tried to grab a couple, but my job was to get on and get to the guns. There were bodies from the I-16th floating everywhere. They were face down in the water, with packs still on their backs. They had inflated their life jackets. Fortunately, most of the Rangers did not inflate theirs, or else they might have turned over and drowned. I began to run with my rifle in front of me. I went directly across the beach to try to get to the seaway. In front of me was about 116th Infantry, pinned down in line behind beach obstacles. They hadn't made it up to the seaway. I kept screaming to them, "You have to get up and go! You gotta get up and go!" But they didn't. They were worn out and defeated completely. There wasn't any time to help them. I continued across the beach. Garlicky goodness. So there wasn't any time to help them. I continued across the beach, and there were mines, obstacles all and up and down the beach. The Air Corps had completely missed them. You know, their whole job there was done. They missed everything. There were no shells in which had to take cover. The mines had not been detonated. Absolutely nothing had been planned for that part of the beach. And I knew Verville-sur-Mer was going to be a hellhole, and it was. When I was about 20 yards from the seaway, I was hit from what I assume was a sniper bullet. And it broke my right leg, left me there. You know, I now got a purple heart, and I fell. As I did, it was like a searing hot poker rammed into my leg. My rifle fell 10 feet or so in front of me. I crawled forward to get to my gun, and I picked it up. I rose on my left leg, and boom! Another burst of, I think, a gunfire from a machine tore the muscles out of my leg, locking me down again. So little things in life you gotta savor, like these goddamn pickles. I lay there for seconds, looked ahead, and saw several Rangers lying there. One was Butch Bladorn from Wisconsin. I screamed at Butch, "Get up and run, Butch!" You know, Butch, he was a big, powerful man, and he just looked at me and said, "I can't." I got up and hobbled towards him. I was gonna kick him in the ass, to get him off the beach, but he was lying on his stomach, face in the sand. Then I saw the blood coming out of his back. I realized he had been hit in the stomach and the bullet had gone right through his spine and completely immobilized him. Even then I was sorry for screaming at him, but I didn't have time to stop and help him. I thought, well, that's the end of Butch. Fortunately, it wasn't. He became a farmer in Wisconsin. As I moved forwards, I hobbled. After you've been hit by gunfire, your legs stiffen up. Not all at once, but slowly. The pain was indescribable. I fell to my hands and knees and tried to crawl forwards. I managed a few yards, then blacked out for several minutes. When I came to, I saw Sergeant Bill Claus. He was up to the seaway. When he saw my predicament, he crawled back to me under heavy rifle fire and mortar fire and dragged me up to the cover of the wall. Claus had also been wounded in one leg, and a medic gave him a shot of morphine. The medic did the same for me, but my mental state was such that I told him to shoot it directly into my leg. As that was the one hurting the most, you know. He reminded me that if I took it in the ass or in the arm, it would get to the leg, and I told him just give me a shot because I was hit in the other leg, and he didn't. There were some Rangers gathered at the seaway. Sergeant William Courtney, Private William Dreyer, Garfield Ray, Gabbert Ray, Sergeant Charles Bear. I yelled at them, "You have got to get off there. You have to get up and get the guns." They were gone immediately. My platoon sergeant Bill White, an ex-jockey whom we called Whitney, took charge. He was small, very active, and very courageous. He led what few men were left of the first platoon and started up the cliffs. I crawled and staggered towards as far as I could to cover the bushes. The older the better with those pickles, just like me. There was a round stone, with a bucket and handle that turned the rope. It was just so inviting, and I was alone. I wanted that water so goddamn bad. But years of training told me it was booby-trapped. I looked up at the top cliffs, and I thought, I can't make it on this leg. Where was everyone? Had they all just quit? Then I heard Dreher yelling, "Come on up, these trenches are empty." Then Crot burped, guns cut loose. I thought, oh God, I can't get there. I heard an American Tommy gun, and Courtney shouted, "Damn it, Dreher, they're empty now." There was more German small arms fire and German's grenade popping. I couldn't hear Whitney yelling, "Cover me!" I heard Garfield's Ray Browning automatic gun talking American. Then there was silence. My years of training told me that there would be a counterattack. I gathered by the wound and laid by the seaway. I said, if the Germans come, we are either going to be captured or die on this beach. But we might as well take the Germans with us. I know it sounds ridiculous, but 10 or 15 Rangers lay there, facing up the cliffs, praying that Sergeant White, Courtney, Dreher, and the 5th Ranger Battalion would get to the guns. Our fight was over, unless the Germans counterattacked. I looked back to the sea. There was nothing. There was no reinforcements. I thought the invasion had been abandoned. We would be dead or prisoners soon. Everyone had withdrawn and left us. Well, we had tried. Some guys crawled back over and told me he was colonel from the 29th Infantry Division. He said for us to just relax. We were going to be okay. D, E, and F companies were on the point. The guns had been destroyed. A and B companies and the 5th Rangers were inland. The 29th and 1st Divisions were getting off the beaches. This colonel looked at me and said, "You've done your job." I answered, "How?" By using 2 rounds of German ammo on my leg. Despite the awful pain, I hope to catch up with the platoon the next day.